Now, the Trump administration has faced opposition since rescinding the Obama-era rule that directed schools to allow transgender students to use bathrooms of the gender they identify with. Well, yesterday on Good Morning Washington, we brought you a family with a transgender child, and they were unhappy with the decision. But not everyone is unhappy. Peter Sprigg with the Family Research Council joins us now to discuss. Good to have you. Your thoughts first on the Department of Justice and Department of Education's joint letter last night rescinding the Obama administration's directive to the schools. Your thoughts on that?
We certainly welcome this action by the new administration. I believe that the Obama administration's action, their guidance that they had offered to schools around the country was, first of all, correct interpretation of the statutory law. They're claiming that the Obama administration claimed that Title IX, a law passed in 1972 to prohibit discrimination based on sex in education, that it incorporates gender identity as well. We think that's just an incorrect interpretation of the law.
You were mentioning, also quoting from your press release, that this reversal is a victory for parents, children, as well as privacy.
Well, yes. I mean, this issue has been battled in different school districts around the country, most notably here in our area in Fairfax County and now in Loudoun County. There have been debates about this. Really, all the Trump administration action means is that those debates can continue to take place at the local level, and the federal government will not impose a top-down solution on every school district.
So you think that's a better solution to have it in terms of schools or school districts? School districts as that small municipalities or states as opposed to the federal government?
Absolutely. I mean, in general, as a policy matter in general, we believe that education policy is best decided closer to the people, either by states or even better by local school districts. But particularly on an issue like this, where there is no federal statute that governs, in our opinion, we think that the federal government should just stay out of it.
What would you say to the family like we had on yesterday, where they have a transgender child, and in their case, someone that came forward and stated a very strong case in favor of this?
Well, I think that the particular needs of transgender students should be met on a case-by-case basis in a way that respects the needs of the transgender students as well as respecting the concerns that other students have. And so I think that you can protect against bullying and ensure that you protect the dignity of all students, including transgender students, while also making accommodations such as maybe a single-user restroom or a gender-neutral facility for changing that doesn't infringe upon the privacy of others.
Okay. Your Family Research Council has a blog. Several people contribute to that, including you. I want to get to your latest blog. You said, "Don't be misled. There are 3 things to know about gender identity." Tell us about that.
Right. Well, that blog post, which our website is frc.org, and you can find the FRC blog there, was a response to National Geographic, which recently had a major issue of their magazine, as well as a TV special hosted by Katie Couric, dealing with what they call the gender revolution. And I pointed out a number of misconceptions, one of which, for example, is the idea that young people who experience any kind of gender non-conforming behavior in childhood will necessarily grow up to be transgender adults. In fact, the scientific research actually shows that the majority of those young people do not grow up to be transgender. So I don't think we're actually doing these young people a favor by actually affirming this sort of gender identity in preference to biological sex as a way of identifying them.
Okay. Quickly, we've got 30 seconds left. What is the workable solution, if not the directive to schools?
Well, as I said, I think that this should be addressed on a case-by-case basis, and different school districts will arrive at different solutions. But I think that in terms of the sort of hot-button issue of the restrooms and the locker rooms and so forth, that using single-user facilities or gender-neutral facilities is a win-win situation. It protects the privacy and safety of the transgender student and of other students as well.
Okay, we're out of time, unfortunately, leave it there. Peter Sprigg with the Family Research
Council.
Council. I'm sorry. Good to have you here. Thanks again.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.